my plumbing business is not sexy. A plumber said to me recently, why would anyone want to follow my business or follow me on Facebook? My response, it's not all about you or your products or your service. Creativity has made the most boring and uninteresting businesses very compelling. The number one reason that you are joining the social revolution is to get involved in the conversation. If that's not what your objective is, make it that. And of course, you want to earn business and generate revenue. Let me compare joining a social network to joining your local Chamber of Commerce. As a plumber, why would you ever join the Chamber of Commerce? Well, consider this. If you constantly walked into the Chamber of Commerce meeting wearing dirty plumbing clothes and talking about how great your last toilet installation was, chances are many folks will find you uninteresting, nor would they want to hang out with you at the Chamber meetings. In fact, many of them may begin avoiding you. It won't be long before you end up quitting the Chamber of Commerce and claiming that it didn't work for you. It was a bad investment. That's because you are trying to sell your plumbing business in a networking environment, a Chamber of Commerce meeting. Let's consider a different approach. You join the Chamber of Commerce knowing that every single member will at some time need plumbing service. You've been in business for 15 years and you've weathered lots of storms. You realize that many of the younger chamber members could use your valuable mentorship. As well, there are leadership groups within the chamber, and you and your experience and your interests might fit into helping lead one of those groups. So you get involved, and you lend your hand, and you begin to make a difference. Your involvement begins to build trust amongst the chamber members. Your leadership efforts reinforce your reputation, the reputation that you've earned over the past 15 years. And through these relationships, you begin to influence people to approach you when they have plumbing questions. You never sell them anything. Your involvement, your reputation, and the trust that you build will cause people to be attracted to you. You will pull them toward you. The chamber is a real-life network, just like Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitter are digital networks. And the social analogies are very similar. When you join any network, your objective is to get involved in the conversation, lend a hand, be helpful. You want to be known as a reliable source for information. You want to begin to build trust and reinforce your reputation, and work toward being approachable so that people will approach you when their faucet begins to leak. That's what you're trying to accomplish in the social media arena. The effective approach is to pull people toward you instead of intruding on their space. As an active chamber member, a past board of directors member, and vice chairman of our local Chamber of Commerce here in Nashville, I have sold the benefits of chamber membership and networking by telling this simple story many times. It's a classic example of pull marketing in a network. This first story just happened to occur in a Chamber of Commerce network. I met a lady at the chamber several years ago. We began chatting, and we chatted several times. We helped each other connect with other members of the chamber. I knew that she had worked for some sort of national association, but I didn't really know any of the details. And she knew that I owned a company that was a leading provider of message on hold service. But we never discussed the details of my product either. Hey, let me remind you that message on hold is certainly not sexy either. We both served on the membership committee, and we shared a common bond to help grow our chamber. At a breakfast meeting about 11 years ago, she casually mentioned to me that her association may be looking for a message on hold vendor, and that was at a breakfast meeting. At that meeting, we exchanged business cards for the first time. Today, after 11 years, her association has become one of our top 20 largest accounts. She trusted me because my actions demonstrated my intention to help others. She trusted me. She knew that I cared, and when she needed a vendor with these characteristics, guess where she looked? I knew that it was not about me. I never tried selling her anything. My point is, it's not about me. It's about getting involved, building trust, and reinforcing your good reputation. Another important part of this process of the digital networking is to develop compelling content and positioning yourself as an expert in your field. Here's a similar story that occurred in a digital network. In my Facebook friends, I have a list of many of my high school friends that have connected with me. One of them happens to own a few grocery stores. As I shared information with all my friends to help them better understand social media's application to business, this particular friend began to pay close attention. One day he responded to an article that I posted asking me some questions about how his grocery stores could benefit from social media transactions. Today, we provide all of his stores with our social media traction service, and that effort has opened the door to our serving other stores in his brand network. I wasn't selling anything. I just posted creative stories of how we were helping others to do better. And now you ask, how can I develop creative content around my unsexy business and pull others toward me? When I say progressive insurance, what's the first image that comes to mind? It's Flo. She's in all white. She's in a white room, pure white shelves, and she's stocked with boxes, pure white boxes of insurance products. Now let me ask, do insurance products come in boxes? Do you shop for insurance products in a pure white store? Is there a ditzy girl at the counter when you go to buy your insurance products? Well, of course, the answer is no. But Progressive has successfully created a compelling way for you to remember their products without selling. They're not talking about insurance products. It's all about Flo. She is ditzy, and they have ditzy situations that they talk about during the commercials. They're not talking about how great their claims adjusters are. The simple message is, we offer simple, clean, packaged products that fit your needs. A creative way to get their message across without selling a thing. Another unsexy insurance company, Geico, has developed an entire campaign around 15% savings. Now when I say, can Geico really save you 15% on your car insurance, what image comes to mind? All right, that slick-haired, overly serious sales guy asking that question. I mean, they're not talking about deductibles or collision coverage amounts. They're using woodchucks and pigs and Charlie Daniels to demonstrate how you can save 15% on your insurance. Think of the many factors to consider when buying insurance. Yes, there are many, yet they don't address any of them. All they talk about is 15% savings in a creative and appealing way. Even though insurance is not sexy, we're all attracted to it. Wait a minute, there's one more. Are stocks sexy? Probably not. But what about those 2-year-old babies that sit in front of a computer or on an airplane and they carry on an adult conversation talking about E-Trade? The message is simple. The delivery is creative. My point is, even in an unsexy business like your plumbing company, it's critical that you get involved in the social conversation and you begin to help others. Lend a hand. Entertain them. Come up with something fun and creative. Come up with something different than the unsexy stuff that you've always talked about. Ultimately, you will pull in the business from that activity. Remember, sex sells, but sex doesn't always have to be about nudity.